started. Opening statement. Questions?
We're disappointed in the outcome today. I thought we came in playing well as a team, and I thought early we shot the ball extremely well. Our emphasis coming in was to take care of the rebounds and take care of the basketball, and I think we failed in both.
Open up to questions.
Your thoughts on Peterson? You've seen her now a few times. This is her probably last home game. Just your thoughts about what makes her so effective, and especially tonight in a game like this.
I think because she not only can score any way there is, she also finds her teammates. I mean, I think she leads our conference in scoring, and she's second in assists, maybe even going to be first. I don't know. She's an awfully good player. They've got a lot of really great players, I think, and I think they feed off that confidence through PD and Sykes, and they play so well together. They've been playing together for so long, and they're extremely talented, and it's hard to guard them because they can get by you. They can shoot the pull up. They've all got the three ball, and we were trying to throw some different schemes and different looks at them just to try to keep them off balance a little bit.
And with rebounding, what would you have liked to see your team do differently? I know Brianna Day had several offensive.
Yeah, actually box her out. It's a pretty simple game. We work on it every day, so. That I thought really was what our Achilles heel was in the first half, was giving up way too many O boards to her. It would have been almost as if we didn't even talk about it coming into the game, and obviously we didn't get the point across. And kudos to her. I think she, senior night she came out. We're a team from North Carolina, where she's from, so she's going to be fired up, ready to play. So I thought she was really a difference maker, especially in that first half. Having a double at halftime was a big deal for them. And I think sometimes you focus in so much on their guards, you forget about her, but we did not in our prep. A lot of prep was spent talking about her and how effective she is and how she scores most of her points on O boards or in transition. We really talked about how fast she runs the floor.
As a coach, you'd want a team that relies a lot on senior leadership, senior scoring.
Right.
Syracuse does that to an abundance, very few bench points, almost all the points of seniors. And that works to a certain extent through the regular season. Do you see this as a type of team, though, that is that sustainable against postseason teams?
Well, yeah, I think when you look at them and look at what they were able to do last year, obviously they have confidence. They've been there and done that. And when you have senior leaders that can take care of the ball and really control a game, like I think Peterson especially does, and she doesn't have to do it alone, and she knows that. And I think in this league, if you look at some of the teams that are able to win some of those kind of big games, it's that senior guard play is so critical. We had 25 turnovers tonight. That's too many to beat a ranked opponent. You're not going to do that. We go to NC State and have 10, and we beat a ranked opponent. That's what it's going to take, and they're good at that. That's what they do. That's what they're one of the best in the country at. And I thought we did it. Luckily, only 10 of them were live turnovers. The other 15 were thrown out of bounds, so we could set our defense, and we talked about that a little bit. So. That could have been worse, but something we got to continue to get better with, our guard play. Our five starters typically have carried us, and tonight that wasn't the case. There were several that just either weren't ready, didn't show up, had off nights. I'm not sure exactly. We'll have to kind of figure that out. I did think KK Atkinson kind of finally got into a little bit of a groove, coming back off of being out for almost 2 years with 2 different ACLs. It was good to see her kind of make some good reads. She took, I thought she was effective when she came in early for us, and we just got to have more people continue to contribute.
Going into the game, I expected to see Brianna Day and Milan Quinn kind of go back and forth. Was there a reason why she didn't play the majority?
No, not really. I just thought Anna Uda really gave us some great minutes. Yesterday in practice, she had over 12 rebounds in practice yesterday, and rebounding was such an emphasis early in the game that, we kind of give, we've got 2 freshman posts there, Tyra Whitehead and Anna Uda, who are both being groomed to take over that position next year. And, I think giving them both a chance in a game like that, and understanding that Day is one of the best in the league, and Milan usually is that, and they go against her every day. But I didn't think early she was taking care of that, so we kind of rotated through that a little bit. And I thought Anna actually and even Tyra, she played 6 minutes, got 4 rebounds in that 6 minutes. So, I think part of it was just maybe fresh legs and those 2 ready to get an opportunity.
Coach, you mentioned the varying looks. Can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit? I think you were in a matchup zone.
Well, we played a couple different zones, and we were switching up between man-to-man and zone. So just to, again, Petey's so good with the ball in her hands, and she can control a game probably better, just as well as anybody in our league. I think Maya Spencer is probably another one at NC State that does that to a degree. And both coaches also are very much able to control the game through those 2 senior point guards who really understand what they're wanting and how they're doing it. And we were just trying to make it a little bit more difficult. And, we didn't feel like we could sit back and play straight man-to-man. We couldn't play straight zone. We really wanted to try to switch things up as soon as they started to figure out what to attack, try to give them something else, just to give them a different look. But, again, she's extremely experienced, and, they all are. They start 4 seniors and a freshman. So, I'd give them kudos. I thought they did a good job handling that at times, especially. I thought we were excited. We were able to turn them over a little bit, and it's just we got to be able to take care of the boards. When you give up 50 points on turnovers and offensive rebounding, you don't really give yourself a chance to win the game.
Any other questions?
Coach, they were kind of Syracuse, as they always do, typically kind of pressing,
Right.
7 minutes in the game, up 20. It looked like that might have been an issue in some previous game with some other coaches. Does that bother you at all, or?
No, it's what they do, and I think it's at this league you got to be ready for that. They're trying to prepare, just like we are. Every game we go into, we're preparing to play against the best. You're not preparing to play your opponent. You're preparing for the future, and every coach handles that differently. And I don't look at it any kind of way. I like to see us handle it better at times. I thought at times we really handled it well, and then. We always say when you turn the ball over, those come in bunches, and unfortunately, those bunches happen so fast that it can be a 6, 7, 8 point swing, and you try to minimize those runs as much as you can against a team like these guys.
Yeah, and I guess to your point, how do you? Syracuse is any opponent is trying to speed up the opponent's pace
Right.
of play. How can you try and slow that down and not let that happen?
Yeah, on that, I think one of the things we wanted to do is we really wanted to attack their half-court defense, because we didn't make, when you look at their field goal percentage, defense, points, all that kind of stuff, they're not very good in the league in any of that stuff. Their strength is the full-court piece of it. So we really talked about attacking it, making the extra pass, really kind of making them have to defend in that half court because there's lots of holes. And I thought early we found a lot. Elisa Pena was on fire, and I thought they give kudos to them. I think they switched and went all man, and that's usually not what they do. They typically play that 2-3 zone and go to man during the middle of the possession. And I thought that affected us a little bit, because then they were able to switch on our ball screens, and she wasn't able to pop and get open as easy as we did early. So it's a chess match when you're playing teams at this point in the season. You're so scouted. You know what each other do. You know what each other's strengths are. So you're trying to counter it. As soon as something happens, you have to counter that again. And I thought their counter for that gave us a little bit of problem before we adjusted again. And that's what the game is. You're trying to adjust to those counters. And you got seniors out there on the floor. They can adjust a little bit faster. Sometimes you got to call timeouts if you don't have seniors on the floor. They can make those kind of adjustments. So I thought they did a great job. They took us out of some of the things we wanted to do. And that's what you're trying to do at night in and night out.
All right.
Thanks, guys.